Hey guys, it's Mark Anthony here.
Hi everyone, this is Teresa. Welcome to our Facebook Live event this evening. For those who've never joined us before, this is an opportunity for us to answer any of your questions regarding theta healing or any intuitive got insights that you're looking for in terms of creating health, wealth, happiness, anything in your life. So we're here to support you on that journey, and yeah, we look forward to helping you this evening. And thank you to all of those who have been supporting us over the last few of the 12 months and sending us questions, and we really love and enjoy answering these questions for you. So I'll hand it over to you, Mark.
Yeah, hey guys, it's been an exciting week. I've had my Wealth Consciousness elective approved as an online class, and so we've had a number of countries that we're coordinating dates with and stuff, so it's really exciting at the moment to be able to teach the overseas classes. It's obviously not ideal because I'd love to be traveling and catching up with all the people, but it's the next best thing. So we're really excited about that, and we're really busy organizing dates for the online classes, and I've got some really amazing hosts, and they're doing a lot of hard work in the background and putting everything together. So it's really exciting for us to be able to reconnect with everybody and share the wealth consciousness, because it's truly an amazing class and it really does change people's lives. So I'm really excited to be able to share that.
Definitely, and being able to offer that in so many other languages. So we really appreciate our hosts who are able to provide those translations, and so that Mark can be able to share that amazing information, who has transformed so many people's lives over the, I think it's been since 2013 you've been teaching this class, so it's been phenomenal. Yeah. So yeah, okay.
Very cool. All right, so let's start with our questions.
We're going to be covering some of the questions that we missed last time, and then we will go on to answering today's questions, or the ones that just came in for this event. So the first one I've got here is from Elise. So I seem to currently be focusing on lack, always looking for what's wrong or what I want but don't have, which really disrupts the manifesting, then getting frustrated that minimal or no action is being presented. I'm grateful for the amazing things that have come my way, but I feel stuck in not being able to move forward and live in a way that I know if possible. How do you shift from this lack mentality to more of an abundant mentality?
Okay, so logically I'd answer this a different way, but basically what I was just seeing there intuitively, it's like energetically you're being pulled back. It's like there's this, I like to call it like a boat anchor behind you that's it's related to your past. It's like there's a lot of unresolved attachments or connections with your past that I guess were probably really important dreams and desires for you when you were younger. And it really sort of feels like it's almost like you're holding on to those and you're not allowing yourself to move beyond those things. So I don't think it's about not being able to take the action, not having the vehicle to create the success and desire that you deserve. It's more about there's just energetically you're so caught up in your past, and it's like your connection with everybody else is holding you back, it's pulling you back. So what I'd be doing there is actually knowing that you can allow yourself to identify your past goals and dreams and desires, and knowing how to allow yourself to recognize which ones are still valid and which ones no longer serve you, and knowing that it's safe and possible for you to release the ones that no longer serve you, and that you can release the attachments to the people that you are connected with those manifestations as well. So what we're going to do is download all of that, and the other thing that we want to do is just teach you how to allow yourself to be driven by your future. So how to allow yourself to be present now and to be excited about your future, and to be consciously creating the next moment, knowing that it's safe and possible for you to do that, and knowing that you can actually do that without having to fulfill everything from your past, without having to complete all the things that haven't been completed from your past, knowing that it's safe for you to let those go, and knowing that it's safe for you to create the life that you desire from this point forward.
Beautiful.
So let's just download all of that.
Okay, so our next question is from Hilda. So she wants to thank us from the previous events as well, because she's received a lot of healing and she has lots of gratitude for that, and it's been amazing. But she's also requesting a healing this time to be able to shift and release for achieving her goals in life. So she's creating lots of beautiful opportunities. But for some reason, she's giving it up for others or letting others have it, and she doesn't know how to put herself first. So what sort of insights would you give to Hilda?
Yeah, okay, so basically what I'm seeing there, it's like there's this huge attachment to and it's childhood issues, like, feeling like you're having to sacrifice yourself for everybody else, and feeling like it's wrong for you to be given good opportunities. So from a digging perspective, I would really go into looking at the first time you in your life that you remember receiving something that was really good, and wanting to keep it for yourself, but having to share it with other people. So the key thing that we want to be doing there is teaching you and everybody that it's safe and possible for you to allow yourself to have success, that it's safe and possible for you to receive the success and abundance that you desire from the universe, and knowing that it's safe and possible for you to keep it, that it's okay for you to keep it, and letting go of like the consciousness of thinking that other people are going to miss out if you have more. So knowing how to recognize that everybody is one with the Creator, and that everybody has the opportunities to create the life that they desire. And so knowing how to recognize that everybody's manifesting their own journey. So if you manifest more than somebody else, then that is okay. That is your choice, and that is their choice. So letting go of feeling like you have to sacrifice, or that you have to give up what you've created in order for everybody else to have the same as you do. Letting go of needing everybody to have success and abundance. Knowing how to allow people to have their own journey. And it's safe and possible for people to have their own journey. It's safe and possible for people to choose what level of success they create in their own lives, and knowing that everybody has the same opportunities. So let's just download that for everyone. Okay, cool.
Okay, so the next question is from Claudia, who's from Italy. So basically she needs some support in healing, in terms of manifesting a soulmate, manifesting paying clients. She's struggling with healing herself, so she's wondering what blocks that are blocking her from actually healing, and if we can just send her a healing in general to heal.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so basically with Claudia, what I'm getting there is it's like it's like there's this feeling of like everybody else gets but she misses out. So it's like unconsciously, it's almost like being caught up in like this victim energy, feeling like you're the sacrifice for everybody else. And so I'm getting that like there's a lot of mother issues related to it, so I'd be working on some mother stuff around that as well. But basically what we want to do is teach you what it feels like to actually know that it's safe for you to go first, and it's safe for you to put yourself first, and it's safe for you to allow yourself to receive abundance from the universe, that it's safe for you to be rewarded for your efforts, to be rewarded for your actions, and that you know how to allow yourself to be rewarded for the action that you're putting in. And the other thing we want to do there too is just teach you what it feels like to trust that the universe is taking care of you. So knowing how to allow yourself to have a clear vision and focus on the life that you're creating, and knowing that it's safe and possible for you to have the faith to allow that life to come into being, that you allow yourself to take the right action, that you allow yourself to be guided by the Creator to take the right action to allow that life to come into fruition. So let's just download that, and that's important for everybody. So. Okay, we'll just send her unconditional love as well. Just send everybody here unconditional love. Okay, so the other thing that we want to do there too is just teach you how to live without resenting all the effort that you've put into this point. So knowing how to recognize all the effort that, you know, all the money that you've spent on your professional and personal development has not been wasted. Knowing how to recognize and appreciate that everything that you've invested has been an investment in yourself, and allowing yourself to receive, you know, the benefits of those investments, that it's safe and possible for you to receive the benefits of those investments. Cool. So what's next?
Okay, so our next question is from Donna. So basically her question is, energetically she feels stuck, and has thoughts of there being, like yesterday she's feeling that there was been no progress in her life in any area in her mind's eye. I saw my feet in dry cement up to my knee. Since then, the energy around my shins has been very dense and heavy. I have things to be grateful right now, like improved health, but I feel lacking in hope or possibility. I'm not depressed, but surprisingly, I feel like there is no hope. This has been a pattern in my life. The last few days on waking each day, I have been manifesting and putting it out there to create an emotional shift, but I can only move my emotions to a better feeling place for a second, and then it's like I immediately lose hope. I would like some clarity on this old pattern.
Okay, this one's a really interesting one. So what I'm picking up on there, it's almost like when you're healing yourself and you're moving forward, it's almost like your past lives are trying to, you know, be resolved through your life now. So one of the key things when it comes to theta healing, and one of the reasons why, like, the changing the beliefs is so powerful, is when we do a healing on the beliefs, we're actually resolving the history level issues, and we're cancelling on the other levels. So the other levels are like the core level, which is from conception through to now, the genetic level, which is your ancestry, so it goes back about 7 generations. And there's also the soul level as well, like, you know, which is the really deep trauma and that sort of stuff that often we pick up in life. But the history level is the ancestry beyond 7 generations, and it's also past lives. It's also group consciousness as well. But what I'm getting there is it's like the way you've set up your healing. It's almost like you're using your past lives to heal your present life. But it's like almost reliving the past lives, and that's why, you know, you're feeling like, you know, the cement around your feet and stuff like that, not being able to move forward, because it's almost like you're having to relive those past lives. So what I want to do is just give you discernment on past lives and just teach you how to live without having to relive those past lives, knowing that it's safe and possible to allow the Creator to resolve and complete those past lives, that it's safe and possible for you to do that it's safe and possible for you to allow yourself to move forward in a quick and loving way, that you know how to allow yourself to heal your past and your genetics, and also your ancestry or your past lives in a loving and easy way, that you hand over the healing to the Creator, and that you allow the Creator to be the healer for you. So the other thing that we want to do is just teach you how to live without needing to be stuck, teach you how to live without needing to hold on to past, knowing that it's safe for all of us to recognize our past, accept that our past has brought us to the state that we're in at this moment, and knowing that we can actually allow ourselves to move beyond what we've created to this point. So allowing ourselves to constantly grow and develop and become the best that we can be, and knowing how to allow ourselves to focus on every moment, that it's safe to focus on this moment and allow ourselves to take positive action that allows us to feel better about ourselves and constantly allows us to grow and be the best that we can be. So it's safe and possible to do that. So we'll just download those, and we'll see if there's anything else that we need to do there as well. Okay, so the other thing that we want to do there too is just having Creator's perspective on kindness. So knowing that it's safe for you to receive kindness, it's safe for you to give kindness, and you can receive it as well, that it's okay. It's almost like there's a consciousness there of, like, you know, kindness is reserved for other people. So it's like it's almost like you miss out on that. So we're just going to release that. So knowing that it's safe and possible for you to receive kindness from family, from, you know, clients, students, whoever it may be, like other people, that it's safe for you to receive kindness, and you can actually acknowledge when somebody is being kind to you. So what's next?
Okay, she also had another quick question, and if you can address that. It's a generic question, but she wants your take on what you find the difference between the conscious and the subconscious. Your take on the conscious and the subconscious.
Okay, so I'm going to give a really brief answer on this because, like, we can go into a lot of detail and to give you an idea of, the conscious mind operates at 40 bits per second. The subconscious mind operates at 40 million bits per second. So basically what the subconscious mind is like the filing cabinet that holds all the files of your past. So basically, if your partner leaves their towel in the bathroom and it upsets you, right? Then what happens is over time we start to look at that and we start to think, hang on, this person is intentionally doing this to us. And so every time you walk into that bathroom now, it's like there's this underlying energy or there's this subconscious belief that this person is doing it on purpose. So all of a sudden now it's like it's a personal attack. They're doing this intentionally. They're trying to upset us. It's like there's a war raging in the background, and that's how your subconscious mind works. Whatever beliefs are in there, whatever rules are programmed in there, the subconscious acts on it. It is like the supercomputer of supercomputers. It operates at 40 million bits per second, and it basically runs 95% of your life. So the majority of your life is run by your subconscious mind. So that's why a lot of the times you'll find yourself reacting with family or people that you care about, because you've got so many unconscious rules with them that it's just being triggered. You don't have the opportunity to think about it. So if you do not have an issue with somebody leaving their towel in the bathroom, then what happens is you walk into the bathroom, you see the towel there, and it's no big deal. You just pick it up and you place it in the basket. That's when there's no attachment to it. There's no stress around it, because what's going to happen is if you don't have a stress around it, if you don't have an attachment to it, you're going to find that other person's going to put it in the bathroom anyway. Or they may have left it there for a specific reason, because maybe they left the shower door open and there was water everywhere, and so they put the towel there to dry it up. You're going to find that's you're not going to attract that negative experience to yourself. So the conscious mind operates on the logical, in the moment, present, make a decision based on what is in front of us. The subconscious mind controls your life based on the unconscious programming, so the things that you're not aware of. So all of a sudden it's, the towels on the floor in the bathroom, this is war. Right? So that's, really in brief. So basically, we can go into a lot more detail about it, but your subconscious runs 95% of your life unconsciously. So many things are happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of, and so many things are going on there that are determining your life the way it is. So the best way to recognize what our beliefs are from a subconscious perspective is to look at our life today and recognize that this is being manifested perfectly from our subconscious. So if you're lacking finances, if you're lacking health, if you're lacking relationship, right, or lacking love, then basically there's programs in your subconscious that are giving you that outcome. It is a perfect manifestation. And so when we start reprogramming the subconscious, we allow ourselves to create the life that we desire. So the conscious mind allows us to recognize what it is that we do desire now, but the subconscious is what's creating it, because that's like the stuff that's really hardwired. And so those sorts of things are coming up because it's in the filing cabinet. It's automatically being picked out because the subconscious mind operates at 40 million bits per second. So before you've got a chance to think about anything, the subconscious has already acted on your belief. And that's why changing our beliefs is so important.
Okay, excellent. Our next question is from Nahida. So basically, after 30 years of being overweight and trying to every diet regime, pill, and weight loss program, she resorted to weight loss surgery in 2008, which allowed her to live pain-free and be happy with herself for many years. However, just over 12 months ago, the weight started to creep up again until she woke up to find herself 3 kilos overweight, over her ideal weight. She's now struggling to release the extra weight and not a candidate for revision weight loss surgery as much as she'd want to be. I now know since childhood emotional eating has always been the reason, but I'm also unable to release the weight on my own and would love some insight and healing around this.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do there is change the belief that you're unable to release the weight on your own. Right? Because as long as you've got that belief system, you're going to continue to have the issues. But I'd be looking at what was happening in your life 12 months ago. What is it that came up? What is it that changed, right? So, 12 months ago, if you started to put some weight back on, then, there's something that's going on there. And oftentimes, weight issues relate to protection, like keeping ourselves safe, needing to put the extra weight on to protect ourselves. And look, I think a lot of spiritual people have these sorts of issues because they're aware of their empathy, and they're aware of how they feel other people's stuff. Well, maybe not consciously, but they're feeling everybody else's energy. So what they start to do is they start to put this weight on to protect themselves for it, because the greater your energy is, the further it keeps those people away from you. So, basically, for you, Nahida, what I've been doing there is just teach you how to live without giving your power away to your weight. Teach you how to live without thinking that you're defined by your weight. Teach you how to live without thinking that you're being judged, and how to live without judging yourself about your weight. So knowing what it actually feels like to love and appreciate your body the way it is, knowing that it's safe for you to accept your body the way it is, and knowing how to allow yourself to love yourself the way you are, knowing what it feels like to allow yourself to be loved for who you are, right? So we'll just do those downloads, and then I'll explain why they're really important. Right. Okay, the other thing that we want to do is just teach you what it feels like to trust that you are enough. Teach you what it feels like to know that you are worthy and deserving of being loved by the Creator, that you are worthy and deserving of unconditional love, and that it's safe for you to allow yourself to experience that unconditional love, that you allow yourself to know that the Creator loves you, and that you are worthy and deserving of being supported, of being nurtured, of being appreciated as well, right? And so the reason why those are really important is because if you're not giving out an energy that you feel good about yourself, if you're constantly looking in the mirror and you're resenting your body, you're resenting the way you look, then what you're going to find is you're going to attract more of that energy. So as long as you're resenting the extra weight that's there, you're going to keep it in there. You're giving it the energy that feeds it. So it's just like, if somebody has a cancer, for example, and they're resenting the cancer, then that's the energy that feeds it. It's not going to allow yourself to release it, because that resentment is the energy that created it in the first place. And so it's important to step out of that picture and start having gratitude for the life that you do have. Start looking at the positives in your life right now. And then you'll find that when you're focused on all the positives, when you're allowing yourself to see and experience all the positive things that you do have in your life, you're going to find that you're not going to be binge eating. You're going to find that you're not going to be running to the cupboard looking for a snack to make you feel better, because you're looking at your environment and you are feeling better, because there is so much abundance already there. And so that's why it's so important. So yep. What's next?
Okay, great. So the next question is of Socrates. So he literally feels beaten around the bush and released, and wasting time, energy, money, etc. without bringing any of his initial goals into physical environment since 2018. This includes blocks, limitations in material wealth, receiving money from unexpected sources, sweepstakes, lottery, in order to move forward in my life. Leave the country together with my dogs, take a long time vacation, rebuild everything on the right basis. This pattern is receiving also applies to almost all aspects of my life. So I'm actually in mode set, seat, eat, sleep and wait, with discernment and very selective in actions. In advance, thank you in advance for any insight if drawn to.
All right, cool. So Socrates, basically what I'm picking up there, a lot of your issues is all about you really believe you have to do it all on your own. It doesn't feel like there's any support there around you. It just feels like, it's you against the world type energy, and I think a lot of that comes through from your mother, but really the key there is letting go of believing that it's just you against the world, letting go of believing that you have to battle the world to get what you desire. Teach you how to live without thinking that, you know, life has to be a struggle, and teach you how to live without thinking that it has to be difficult for things to come to you. So what I want to do is just teach you how to allow yourself to be supported, teach you how to allow yourself to see that there is support around you, that there are genuine people around you, and that you can actually allow yourself to experience the love and support that is in the environment, that you can allow yourself to let people in to your life, that you know how to let people in, and that it's safe for you to let people into your life. So genuine people, honest people, and people that are there for you. The other thing that we want to do there too is just teach you how to live without limiting the opportunities that are coming to you. Teach you how to live without thinking that you have to know how those opportunities are going to come to you. So knowing how to allow the universe to bring those opportunities to you, and letting go of being fixated on needing them to come from a specific way. So one of the keys with that is if like you're manifesting something and you believe the only way that you're going to get the amount of money to buy whatever it is that you desire is through winning a lottery or something like that, then you go and buy your lottery ticket and you're fixated thinking this is it, this is the way, then you're blocking the universe from allowing it to come to you from another way. It doesn't matter how the money comes to you, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, but the universe will deliver it for you. The universe will bring it in for you. But if you're saying, no, I want it to come from here, then you're going to stop the universe from really bringing in that success and abundance that you desire. So we're just going to allow you to hand it over to the Creator, knowing how to trust that the Creator will send the right people to you, will send the right opportunities to you, and that it's safe and possible for you to make the most of those opportunities. So those are really beneficial for most people.
Yeah.
So. Okay, next.
Okay, so the next question is from Yasna. So during the last 3 months, she's waking up at 5:20 a.m. with scary, frightening energy, and from noon till 3 p.m., especially around that time, she perceives it like an energy attacks. So she has a fear from black magic and entities, etc. So she's done a lot of Theta healing sessions using non-stop and also non-stop access consciousness tools to get rid of it, but it's still there. She can't be alone because of it and scares her to death. I feel totally drained, afraid, and can't live my everyday life normally because of it. I'm on sick leave using homeopathy too. So after the attacks, something horrible sticks to her head, 6th to 7th chakra, also on the solar plexus, and I'm not sure, some chakra there. Heart chakra. Sometimes it paralyzes me from the intensity and fear. Can you help to see what it is, as it's destroying my normal life and functioning? All day I'm dealing with it and my whole being is contracted. Can you scan and see what it's about?
Yeah, cool. Okay. All right, so I do pick up that there is like that sort of like, you know, black magic sort of energy and stuff like that. What I would be doing though is I would be working on you about your belief that black magic is actually stronger than, you know, unconditional love. It's, you know, it's believing that those negative energies are actually stronger than the Creator. The Creator is the most, like the only true energy in the universe. Like pure unconditional love is the only real energy of the universe. If you take everything down to that smallest particle, that energy is basically pure unconditional love. So anything outside of that is like a man-made illusion. And so what we're doing is we're giving our power away to a man-made consciousness or man-made illusion or some sort of superstition. And so a lot of the times, like, you know, depending on which, you know, country you come from, a lot of countries or a lot of cultures believe in, you know, that type of thing. I know, like, having a Middle Eastern background, we have, you know, evil eyes and stuff like that. And a lot of people put a lot of faith into how powerful those evil eyes are, and, you know, that they're really negative and stuff like that. But the truth is the Creator's all powerful, the Creator's all encompassing, and so the Creator can release that stuff in an instant. So what we want to do is just teach you how to know that the Creator is the one true energy in the universe, and that the Creator is the most powerful energy in the universe, and that you are one with the Creator, and that it's safe and possible for you to release those negative energies instantly, that it's safe for you to live without feeling like a victim to those negative energies. The other thing too, and I'm not really sure about the meridians. I know I've got a book at the office where it talks about which meridians are open at particular times. But I'd be looking at which meridians are open at those
I think
times.
it might be lungs, maybe.
No, lungs is like 3 to 4. So, or 3 to 5, I think it is. But yeah, it's important to have a look and see which meridians are open at that particular time, and then you're working around that energetically. But I think the key is just letting go of feeling like these energies have more power over you, and letting go of any feelings of like disappointment that this has happened for so long, that this has dragged on for so long, and this has held you back so much. So what I want to do is just teach you how to live without thinking that time is getting beyond you, that you've wasted too much time. Teach you how to allow yourself to know that the only moment that matters is now, and that everything is possible through the Creator now, and that it's safe and possible for you to create the life of your dreams, and create the life that you desire now. All right, so let's just download that. Okay, so just living without feeling victimized by external energies, whether they're positive or negative. Teach you how to live without feeling, like you're disempowered by these external energies. Knowing that you are one with the Creator, that you have that power within you, and that power that is within you is stronger than any other external energy, and that it's safe and possible for you to step into that Creator's pure energy, that pure unconditional love, and that you can allow yourself to disintegrate those energies instantly.
Okay, so next question is from Jeanette. So she wants insights on why she's spinning her wheels on creating an online business, writing and coaching. I'm halfway through writing my book, but the thought of an online presence on social media, business-wise, scares her to death. And then I get stuck on who do I serve and away. If you've got any insights on this.
Yeah. So basically what's happening here, Jeanette, is that you're more concerned with what people think of you than you are about like what it is that you desire in your life. And so the key is allowing yourself to go through and really get clear on what it is that you're creating in your life, what it is that you desire in your life. And the more clear you get on those things, you'll find that what anybody else thinks and whatever anybody else around you is sending towards you becomes insignificant. What's really important is that you are focused on where you're going, focused on what it is that you desire in your life, and that you allow yourself to trust that things can work out for you, that you can trust that the universe does deliver for you. So what we're going to do is just teach you how to live without feeling judged by everybody, teach you how to live without judging others, and knowing how to trust that you can be accepted for who you are and for what you're creating in your life, that it's safe and possible for you to allow yourself to create that success in your life, and that you're worthy and deserving of having success in your life. Right? So let's just download those, and what we're going to do is just disconnect you from your family's group consciousness around you, teach you how to live without having to take on their group consciousness around you, and knowing what it feels like to have freedom to create and to thrive and to allow yourself to create the life of your dreams, the life that you desire. Cool.
Beautiful. Okay, so our next question is from Dana. So basically, thank you for the chance to ask and get some help on this question. I'm struggling with being childless. I wonder if it is not happening because my soul decided not to for this life, or the father is not there, or is it something can be corrected now as I'm running pretty late? Okay, or is it something can be, okay. If Mark could scan and share his vision and consents to healing and transformations too. So from Dana.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying there is it's almost like there's this feeling of like you've got this greater purpose, that you need to be out there and making a difference on the planet, and there's so many people out there that are waiting for your help. But it's almost like if you were to have a child, then it would take your attention away. So it's like there's this consciousness of you can only be one or the other. So you can be a mother, or you can be you know, a life changer for people. So what we're going to do is just teach you that you can be both, that you can allow yourself to be a wonderful wife, that you can allow yourself to be a wonderful mother, and that you can be a game changer, that you can make, you know, an incredible difference in other people's lives, that it's safe and possible for you to make that difference in other people's lives.
It's good for everybody.
I don't want to be a mother though.
No. Meaning that sometimes we just focus
like a father. If you're a male, then you're a father.
Yeah, just not limiting ourselves to one thing. Especially good for women, because being a mother is a big job. So knowing that
it's a full-time job.
Knowing that we can be many things and not just one thing. So yeah. Okay, so the next question is from Marina. So basically her question is, what's holding her back from a happy, loving and understanding relationship with her husband? I'm repeating the destructive, abusive cycle of the same kind of relationships with my first husband that happened 10 years ago. And it was before I did any theatre work on myself. I've done so much healing on myself, but nothing changes. This relationship drains my energy. I'm not happy. Maybe he's just incompatible and there is nothing else I can do. So she wants some guidance on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So generally what happens is in a lot of cases we just mirror our parents' relationship. And the reason for that is the first 6 years of your life, and this comes back to like the subconscious mind, the majority of your belief systems are created in the first 6 years of your life, because the first 2 years of your life you're in a delta brainwave, the next 4 years you're in a theta brainwave, so you're basically semi-conscious for that first 6 years of our lives, our lives. And so what happens is we're like sponges, we're just taking everything in around us. And so if our parents' relationship is like that, it becomes, you know, the norm for us. It's like that's our comfort zone. And if you look at the majority of our ancestors, you know, they didn't have like these big dreams of having like, you know, these big houses and, you know, creating success and abundance. For the majority of our ancestors, they just lived to survive. It was all about like, you know, if they were able to leave the cave and go and catch the dinner for the family and come back alive, that was success. Like that was, you know, a huge success for them. And so survival was a big thing for a lot of our ancestors. And so it's ingrained in us that we've got like this survival consciousness. And so what happens is you get out there, you get into a relationship and you realize that, you know what, my parents' relationship was horrible and I would never desire a relationship like that. I'd never want to be with somebody like my mother or like my father, whatever the case is. And we get out there and we experience people who are not like that. And then what happens is we get hurt and you know, love hurts. Like, you know, if you love somebody, if you open your heart up and you give to that person and you feel like, you know, it's not reciprocated, it hurts. It's really painful. And so what happens is we get traumatized, and then that pain comes in and after a little while of you know, maybe repeating that sort of process, what happens is the subconscious starts to think, well, hang on a minute, all these good experiences of love, like, you know, having a relationship that wasn't like my parents, have become really painful. So you know what? Let's just go for the survival mode. And if we go into that survival mode, we'll just find somebody who was exactly like the way our parents were, or exactly the way our parents' relationship was. And so let's just live that out. And because you know what? It's not ideal, but at least we survived it. And so what happens is we take on these belief systems of thinking, okay, well, that's just the way relationships are. So what we're going to do is give you a higher perspective on what a relationship is, knowing that it's safe and possible to have a relationship with somebody who reciprocates that love to you, that you can actually be in love in a relationship, that you can actually grow together, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, that you can allow yourselves to love, nurture, appreciate, and respect each other equally. And that you can allow that relationship to grow, that it's safe and possible to allow that relationship to grow. And the other thing that we want to do is just having discernment on, you know, particular races, because I know from experience, you know, like, you know, some people have got a perspective of, you know, men from this particular race are always like that. They're all like that. They're all aggressive, or they're all, you know, chauvinistic, or whatever you want, you know, whatever that perception is. And you know, it could be women from this particular race are always like this. So it's group consciousness. So disconnecting from those group consciousness and allowing yourself to be in a relationship with the right person from whichever background they are, and knowing that you can allow yourselves to grow and nurture each other, and that you can allow yourselves to have the most wonderful relationship together. So let's just download those.
Okay, so our next question is from Dennis from Germany. Basically, he's ready to step into his entrepreneurial success, fully thrive in his business and serve his soul-aligned clients with joy, ease, and to his highest and best. He desires to live in absolute financial freedom, wealth, and total abundance in all areas. He's been on this journey for a long time now and wants to claim his victory and see big results. Can you please support him in releasing the biggest blocks you're perceived in this moment so it can all unfold and even easier and smoother?
Yeah, okay, cool. So basically the first thing I'm saying there, Dennis, is it's almost like you feel like you're too small to make it happen. It just feels like, you know, it just feels like, you know, like the you're carrying the weight of the world on top of your shoulders. It's like everything's on top of you. It's like you are going to be like the savior for everybody. And so what's happening there is like there's just so much pressure on yourself that you're actually stopping yourself from really stepping into your power. So what I want to do is just give you discernment on responsibility, give you discernment on, you know, helping people, knowing who to help and who not to help. And let's just teach you how to live without feeling like you have to help and save everybody. Let's just teach you how to live without feeling like it's up to you to make a difference for everybody else. And knowing that you can actually allow yourself to have success for you, that it's safe and possible for your dreams and desires to be worthy enough for you to create that success, that it doesn't have to be a bigger picture where you're changing the world. Knowing that you can allow yourself to change the world, but just allowing yourself to do it instead of having to, releasing the obligation, releasing the stress around having to do it, releasing the responsibility around having to do it. And so knowing that it's safe for you to step into your power, that it's safe for you to step into being the best that you can be, that it's safe for you to fulfill your potential. So let's just download that and we'll see how we go. Okay, so the other thing that we want to do there is just teach you how to live without thinking. Like anytime something goes wrong, it's like you're being punished. Let's disconnect you from that consciousness. And I think this is really important for most people. So letting go of thinking if there's a setback, then it's like it's a punishment. It's like you've done something wrong, that you know, you've made a mistake, or you're being punished for, you know, what you should have done. So let's just release that consciousness and just teach everybody that it's safe for you to recognize a setback is just an opportunity for growth. That setback is just allowing you to refocus. It's realizing that okay, we're not doing something right. We need to change our thinking, and allowing yourself to make that adjustment and continue to on the path towards achieving your goals and desires.
Okay, so the next question is a long question, so hang in there. So this is from Melanie. So she's basically saying that most of her life she's felt abandoned from her mum, dad, nana and sister. She's done a lot of healing on this, and recently when yet she's felt abandoned, rejected by another soulmate after a 6-year dating break. I knew I had to heal this completely. I had helped to heal how my mum felt I was a burden sometimes and would palm me off to my widowed, lonely, bitter nana. The resentment, anger, hatred I felt about this caused pain recently in my heart, meridian, and in my right shoulder. I had a father always going away for his work, sometimes for months at a time, and I revisited this today. I felt traumatized and completely abandoned. Even in my marriage, I needed to work away from my husband as I was not used to being with a man in a healthy long-term relationship. Eventually, he abandoned me too. I want to be recognized by my divine life partner now as his divine life partner and able to have a lifetime relationship with him and to be able to receive his love. The short relationship I had this year with the man, a soulmate at the top of this page, he was almost identical to my dad before I was abandoned by him. He lives still just a few meters away from me with his grandfather in a caravan park. Girlfriend. Oh, okay. What did I say? Shit. Anyway, I'm grateful that it came up again, and I'm now finally addressing healing my abandonment with all my heart. Any further help from you would be truly appreciated, and I feel there could be someone else in this group who might also have similar going on.
Cool. Okay, Melody, sweet. So basically, the only time where you feel like you're really safe and protected is when you are abandoned. So it's like when you're on your own. So being on your own is like, the safety zone for you. So, you look at the childhood, like, with your mother and the way she was, and then she'd palm you off to your grandmother. And so basically through that programming, you're forced to go within, you're forced to rely on yourself, you're forced to disconnect from everybody else. And so that's where a lot of that energy is going on. So every time you get into a relationship and things are going really well, it's like it's not computing, because like, the safety zone, the comfort zone is being abandoned. And so that's where you step out and you step away from that relationship. And I guess what we really need to be doing for you is just teach you what it feels like to have self-love, teach you how to live without thinking that because of your upbringing, because of the way your parents were, because of the environment that you grew up in, that there's something wrong with you, that you have to stay that way, that you have to stay abandoned, that you have to remain in that isolation or that negative energy in order to be safe. So what we're going to do is just teach you what it feels like to actually allow yourself to be supported, what it feels like to have the Creator's support, what it feels like to have love and nurturing from the Creator, that it's safe and possible to do that. And the other thing that we want to do is just teach you how to feel like, how to live without feeling like it's like everything is on you. It's like, like every part of your life, like, every single thing or that, doesn't go right or something like that. It's like you're blaming yourself, like there's so much blame associated with it. And it's probably, from your childhood, it's learned behavior. Your parents probably blamed you for stuff like that. And if your nana was really bitter and stuff like that, she would probably do that too. And so what I'd be looking at there is just letting go of that group consciousness, that it's like it's always your fault, that you're always the one who's doing something wrong. And so what we're going to do is just teach you how to allow yourself to recognize all the things that you are doing right. Teach you how to allow yourself to appreciate all the things that you do right and all the wonderful things that are and do happen in your life, and that it's safe and possible for you to be aware of all the positive things that are happening in your life, and that you can allow yourself to step into the energy of receiving, allowing the Creator's blessings to come to you, and allowing yourself to receive those blessings from the Creator, that it's safe and possible to do that. And it's the other thing that we want to do there too is just teach you how to live without needing to be abandoned, needing to feel abandoned, needing to feel like you're missing out. So knowing how to allow yourself to be loved in a relationship, that it's actually possible for you to be loved in a relationship. And what we're going to do is just release any curses that you've taken on, or genetic curses about needing to be abandoned, about needing to be alone. And what we're going to do is just release any oaths, vows, and contracts and commitments that you've made to be abandoned or to be alone. And so knowing that it's safe for you to step into being loved and appreciated and accepted for who you are, allowing yourself to experience love, allowing yourself to experience abundance, and that it's safe and possible to do so. So let's just download all of that. Cool.
Okay, so the next question is from Calliope. So sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly, but the last years she's been feeling that something bad is coming on the way. So she wants to know, how do I fight this feeling, and in terms of digging, what questions can she ask and dig on herself? It is as if she cannot ever relax. Would appreciate if you can refer to this.
So it's been happening for the last few years. It's probably the coronavirus. Right? But no, seriously. there's two things to look at here, right? So what happens is when we first start opening up our intuition, you know, we're looking for just the positive things that are happening. So we're looking for, you know, the positive things that we want to experience. But you know, sometimes when you open up your intuition, you're allowing yourself to be open to bigger things, right? But nothing is ever good or bad. It's only your perception of that situation. So what's really important here is just to have discernment on what it is that is coming. So I mean, like you may see that, you know, like you know, intuitively you may be feeling like there's some sort of pandemic that's coming, or you know, along those sorts of lines, and what's happening is you're allowing yourself to get stuck in that energy. You're allowing yourself to get drawn into it, so your focus is on the negative. What I truly feel there is like your intuition is just opening up. Your intuition is amazing, and it's just about allowing yourself to focus on what it is that you do desire. So, you know, yes, you know, when your intuition opens up, you're going to be feeling, you're going to be seeing, you know, some of the bad things that do happen on the planet, because it's just the way it is. Like, you know, like there's that duality, and the duality is what allows us to experience being in a physical body. You know, if you never experienced, you know, a lack of something, how would you know of abundance? And that's, you know, really where it sort of comes down to. So it's like everything's there to help us. So what we want to do is just teach you how to live without needing to focus on that bad energy, like the bad things that are happening, knowing how to allow yourself to focus on the positives, knowing what it feels like to have hope for your future, that it's safe and possible for you to have hope for your future, and teach you how to live without expecting something bad to happen if you're happy, right? And that's one of the really key things, right? Because that's the other thing that I wanted to discuss there. The first one was about intuition. The second one is about, you know, a lot of the times for most people, there's this fear if things are going to happen, like if things are really good, then something bad's going to happen. And so what happens is you hold on to that feeling of something bad, and that way it limits the amount of good that you're feeling. Even though, like, you know, life's going great and things are going really good, it's just like that fear. So what I want to do is just teach you how to know that it's safe and possible for things to continue to get better, that you don't have to expect something bad to happen, and knowing how to live without expecting or needing something bad to happen. That letting go of like anticipating a negative experience after a positive experience. So knowing that you can allow yourself to continue having positive experiences, and that it's safe to do so. So let's just download that and we'll see if there's anything else. Okay, we'll just pull any entities, waywards or fallen, that are around you. Send them to the Creator's light by their name. Okay, cool. Next.
Okay, so basically, this is a question from Masako. So she's wanting to have a better understanding of connecting to the seventh plane, but don't know how high the seventh plane could be. Is it not good to always connect to the seventh plane? So she just wants to have a better understanding of what it is and what we're doing when we're connected to the seventh plane. And
yeah, cool. So basically, with the seventh plane, what you're doing is, you know, we're actually going outside of our awareness. We're going through all the white lights, which is the fifth plane. We're going through the really bright golden light, which is the top of the fifth plane, which is the home of the Ascended Masters. And then we go through the sixth plane, which is the different colors and shapes. And that's the sixth plane of existence, which is the laws of the universe. And then we go into the seventh plane, which is a sparkly white light, and often it feels tingly through your body. So basically what happens when, you know, when people are starting out, what happens is, you know, they're going up to the seventh plane. If they're seeing people or something like that, we tell them, okay, go higher, right? But ultimately, accessing a theta brainwave is a natural state. It is something that you do on a day-to-day basis, regardless of whether you're aware of it or not. So what happens is every single day throughout our lives, we are accessing a theta brainwave. So like, you know, accessing a theta brainwave is not new to any of us. It's something that we all do all the time. And so when you're starting out, you know, you can have a lot of doubts and think, well, hang on, am I actually getting into a theta state? And let me tell you why that is, right? So the theta state is surrounded by the alpha state and the delta state. The alpha state is like that state that you go into like in a visualization, like a meditative type state. So if I was tell you to close your eyes and visualize yourself walking along a beach, you're taking yourself into that alpha state. So you're making it up in your mind to a degree. The delta wave is when you go into a deep sleep, and oftentimes what happens for people is when they're going into a theta state, they start feeling themselves like nodding off. And that's because they're going into a really deep theta wave, because they're going going into delta. And then there's other times when you're going into a theta state and you're thinking, hang on, am I making this up? Am I really getting there or not? I'm not sure if I'm getting there. And that's because you're going into a really shallow theta state. You're still going into a theta state. The key is letting go of needing to feel something different, needing it to be an experience in a particular way. The truth is we are one with all that is anyway. So it's impossible to disconnect from that energy. So our consciousness is always part of that seventh plane energy. So what I like to tell students is as long as your intention is clear, that if you're making a command and you're accessing a seventh plane energy, then your consciousness is there, the intention is there, your intention is enough. So have that intention until you can allow yourself to relax and just believe that you're getting there, right? But the truth is oftentimes when you go into that theta state, and we've got that meditation that Vianna has, which is really amazing, and it's really powerful, because that allows you to bypass all the belief systems in your mind and allows you to actually get into a seventh plane. So if you're going through that and you're feeling that tingly white light, then relax, you're getting there. It's not an issue. But if you're anything like me when I started, going through those white lights was a major stress for me, because they were, the teacher was talking about going through the colors and the shapes, and I was still sitting there thinking I can't see the white lights. So that was a major stress for me. But once I allowed myself to relax and just trust that, my intention is that I'm going through the seventh plane, that the Creator is taking care of it for me, then all of a sudden everything changed. And that's really what you should be doing, is just relaxing and just trusting that your commands are coming from the seventh plane, because your intention is really clear.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So the next question is from a lady by the name of Sharon. So 2 days ago, my sister suddenly started shouting at me and complained for about 9 hours. She never learned any healing techniques. At the end of her shouting, she realized that she took part of my mother's fight against my father's family, and in her mind, I am the representative of my father's family. I have been feeling the tension from her to me since a long time ago, and I finally understood why. But the core problem is why my mum has to fight my father, and what kind of beliefs that we carry from our DNA line that's causing this.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so basically what's going on there is like there's a lot of ancestral stuff. It's like, you may have like, people from countries that used to be at war with each other, and those ancestors are coming through. So what's happening is like there's this consciousness for you of having to heal your ancestry, of having to heal your family. And so what's going on there is it's like you're bringing that battle into play, and that's where you're taking one side and your sister's taking another side. And so what we want to do there is just teach you how to live without having to fight with yourself, teach you how to live without having to fight with your identity. So knowing what it feels like to know who you are, to love and accept yourself for who you are right now, and knowing how to love and respect your ancestry, your DNA, knowing how to trust that you chose the right people to come through so that you could learn the lessons and virtues that you've come here to learn, and that it's safe and possible for you to be able to learn everything that you need to have in that ancestry without having to battle, without having to fight, letting go of like, the oaths, vows and contracts that your ancestors made to have to fight for their pride, for their family, for the culture. So knowing that you don't have to fight for it anymore, knowing that it's safe and possible to have peace with your family, that it's safe and possible to have peace with yourself, and just letting go of like that whole needing battle, needing confrontation, right? So knowing that it's actually possible for you to have a happy family, what it feels like to actually have a happy family, and it's safe and possible to do so as well. So let's just download those.
So the next question is from Javita. So she has a question regarding her life purpose. Am I on a good path? I am a theta healer and I really love it, but I feel stuck at the same spot for a while now. What I should change to expand and up level and move forward in my life?
Okay, cool. So this one's really simple, literally, right? So what I'm seeing there, it's like you've complicated everything about moving forward. So it's like there's this consciousness in your head that, like, you know, like you've gotten to this point, and then from here forward it has to be really complicated. It has to be like this, you know, big job or this big effort to move beyond it. And so what's actually happened is it's you've disconnected yourself from the idea or the consciousness that everything is simple through the Creator, and that everything can happen really easily, and that you can allow the answers to come to you. Instead, it's created this, you know, this manifestation of things being complicated, and that's why you're struggling to see your way forward. That's why, you know, you're finding it difficult. But the other thing that's there as well, it's like the more difficult something is, the more rewarding it is for you. So what we want to do is just teach you how to live without that. So knowing how to allow things to be really rewarding for you, that come easily, that are simple, that it's safe and possible for things to be simple for you and easy, and that you allow yourself to create success and abundance in your life through simplicity and ease. Because, you know, like there's this whole consciousness, like the harder you work, the more it is. There's plenty of people out there who've been successful through hard work, and there's plenty of people that have been successful without the hard work. It comes down to a choice, but as long as you're believing that things have to be difficult or they have to be complicated, then you're going to create it that way. And that's where the stress is coming in. So let's just disconnect you from that consciousness, from that group consciousness, and it's safe to let go of it.
Beautiful. Okay, so our next question is from Michelle Pearl. She currently has a nest egg, inheritance money that she's afraid of spending for fear of security. She has an opportunity to invest in another course. She's looking at doing the basic instructors that can enable her to create an income, and I'm so hesitant for the fear of losing my safety net. I guess my question is, why am I sabotaging myself like this? Where is this fear coming from? And would appreciate any insight. Many thanks.
Okay, so this one's a really easy one. The reason why you've got so much fear is because you're not allowing your money to work for you. So whatever your inheritance is, whatever that safety net is, invest it in something that's going to give you a return. So something, you know, property you can't go wrong with. So if you invest in a property or something, then what's going to happen is every week that property is going to make you money. So somebody's going to pay you rent. Investing in something that is going to give you a financial return, right? Because then what's happening is your money is growing, your money is working for you. As long as you're holding on to this money that's in this bank account, what happens is you're holding on to it. And when the only reason why you need to hold on to something is because you're afraid of losing it. And so your focus is about losing it. So all of a sudden the energy that you're putting into it is that you're going to lose this. And that's why all this fear is coming in, because you know on an unconscious level that like, you know, this is a gift, this is a blessing, but it's about allowing that to work for you. But one of the keys is making sure that you get the right advice about investing. You don't just, you know, hand your money over to somebody else. It's really important that whatever you invest in, make sure the money stays in your name, right? You know, doing something like the basic instructors is going to help you grow your money, right? But the key thing is, like, you know, that initial nest egg, use that to give you a return. Use that to invest in something that is going to grow over time. Like if you buy a property, it's going to grow, it's going to have capital growth, plus you'll have the income from the rent and stuff like that. You know, if you you know, if there's a really big stress about doing, and you know, I believe, like, you know, doing the basic instructors would be wonderful, and it's going to allow you to teach students and stuff like that. But see, that's still going to be something that you need to work at. And if you've got this underlying fear energy that you're losing all your money, then that's not going to help you. So what I do believe is if you get yourself into a position where your money is secure, you invest it into something that is tangible, something that is going to give you a return, and then you go and do the basic instructors, you're going to find that you'll be able to teach classes in a much easier way, because all of a sudden there's no stress around that money that you've put into it. Whereas if you're feeling like you're taking from your nest egg and you're putting it into something, there's a lot of stress around that. So, you know, the basic instructors, I recommend everybody does that, because, you know, to like, not even from the business perspective, and it's a wonderful opportunity, but that difference that you make in other people's lives is like, you know, is second to none. It is really profound, and it's really important. But, you know, the key for you is creating that stability, creating that foundation for yourself. And that's where I believe you should be investing your money, into something that is tangible, something that is going to give you a return. And then that's going to take the stress away from this, because then if you get that rent in that comes in for, you know, say you buy a property, then you use that to pay for the basic instructors. It's not a stress. There's no stress around it, because you know next week there's more money coming in again. Right? So let's just teach you how to allow yourself to make the right financial decisions, how to allow yourself to get the right financial advice, and knowing how to make smart investments that's going to allow your money to grow and work for you, that it's safe and possible to do that you allow yourself to be financially successful, and that you can live your passion as well, that you can work in the areas that you are excited about, that you're inspired by, and that you can make a difference in other people's lives. So let's just download those. Okay, what's next?
Okay, so the last question we have for tonight is from Julianne. She'd like to say, firstly, thank you for the free healing events. It's been incredible to witness healings and learn from amazing Theta healings from other countries. So thank you for that. Recently, I've been having a roller coaster of emotions with regards to prosperity. Sometimes I feel so abundant and prosperous in life, but there would be times where I would feel the opposite. How do I stay in the abundant and prosperous feeling consistently so I could attract more into my life? I've worked on myself a lot, and my mindset has been so much better compared to last year, but I do feel like there's still more for me to work on. I hope you could bring in a different light to this. Thank you so much, Julianne.
Cool. So one of the things with that is you know, raising your consciousness. Like, you know, the fact that you're aware of there's times where you drop down, then it's important to be in control of your mind, right? So if you have a look over here, keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive, because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive, because your behavior becomes your habits, right? So what's happening is you're in a habit of you know, creating success. You feel good about things, and then you've got to bring it back down, because there's a habit there of, you know, feeling comfortable not having stuff. So what I'd be looking at there is just releasing any guilt about being successful, releasing any guilt about being positive, and allowing abundance into your life. So what we're going to do is just give you discernment on all the people around you, and teach you how to recognize that they have created their life the way they're choosing to, and that it's safe and possible for you to allow yourself to create the life that you desire, that it's safe and possible to do that, and that you know who you are, being successful and abundant. The other thing that we want to do there too is just knowing how to allow yourself to be in positive habits, knowing how to recognize positive habits, habits that allow you to create success and abundance. So knowing how to step into those positive habits, and allowing yourself to be comfortable having positive habits that expand your wealth consciousness, that expand abundance for yourself. The other thing that we want to do there too is just teach you how to allow yourself to recognize when you have thoughts of lack or scarcity, and allow yourself to step out of those thoughts instantly. So it doesn't mean that, you know, you become positive and forever, for the rest of your life now, you're only going to have positive thoughts. We still have negative thoughts. We're human beings. We've still got issues that we need to work on. And that's why we're in a physical body, is because there's more growth to be had. And so the thing is you're still going to have negative thoughts. It's just whether you allow those negative thoughts to manifest or whether you shut those negative thoughts down and you create a positive habit from it. And so what we want to do is just teach you how to recognize negative thoughts quickly, release them, and allow yourself to step back into that positive energy instantly. That it's safe and possible to do that, and you know how to do that, and you trust the Creator to help you with that as well. So let's just download those. Cool. Okay, so while we're here, what we'll do is we'll do an unconditional love healing. So if you just close your eyes and visualize energy coming up from the center of the earth, coming through your feet, coming up out of the top of your head as a beautiful ball of light, and see yourself in that ball of light moving straight up past the universe, through all the white lights, through the jelly, and up into that pearl iridescent white light. Feel every cell in your body one with that pure unconditional love. Okay, so now Creator, it is requested to fill every cell of my body, my family's body, everybody watching this, their families, and anybody else that we're aware of that can do with some unconditional love at this time. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. So now just allow yourself to witness that healing being sent out. Allow yourself to feel every cell in your body being filled with unconditional love. Okay, and then just take your awareness back up into that pearl iridescent white light. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. So that was fun, guys. We really appreciate your time.
Very much so. We did go a little bit over time to cover all of those questions, only because we won't be back until May now, because Mark's teaching the next 3 weeks. We've got intuitive anatomy that starts on Monday, so we've got a couple of places left. So if you would like to join us, get in touch with us as soon as possible. And then
intuitive anatomy is a game changer. Class. It's just such an incredible class, and it'll transform your life. But after that, in May, we've got another basic, I think. And
we've got a basic class
here in Sydney, and that'll
possibly the 14th to the 16th of May. So if you want to learn this technique, it's an amazing technique, and we're teaching it here in person in Sydney. So Mark will be your teacher. It's an amazing 3-day workshop which will change your life forever and will serve you for the rest of your life, learning how to use this technique.
And with the amount of demand that's coming in from overseas with wealth consciousness, it may be the last one that I teach this year. So
and then we've got the last advance probably this year as well, is 11th to the 13th of June. So those who want to do our in-person classes, the last one will be the 11th to the 13th of June, most likely. And we will probably post all our classes, our Wealth Conscious International classes, on our website as well, and also our Facebook page. But just a snapshot, just a bit of a preview. We've got the 28th to the 30th in the UK. Then we've got...
It's online, by the way.
Online. Online. So just check that out. And then we've got July, the first weekend in July, for being hosted by Tony and Maya. So that's the 3rd and the 4th of July. Can't understand my writing here, but anyway, it's all.
She would have been perfect as a doctor.
And then the 16th to the 18th, we've got Wealth Consciousness again, and that's in China. Well, not in China, but for in Chinese. So translation in Chinese. And then the 23rd and the 24th and the 25th once again. And then Mexico, the 7th and the 8th and the 9th of August. So that will be in Portuguese and Spanish, or... We don't know yet.
Spanish, definitely.
Definitely the Spanish. And yeah, so there's a lot coming up, but we'll definitely keep you posted. We've got DNA 3 here in Sydney from the 21st to the 25th of June, and then You and the Creator on the 26th and the 27th of June. So we've got some really great classes coming up, and we look forward to seeing you at some of those events.
Cool.
So thank you very much.
So it's a pleasure allowing us to, well, it's a pleasure to be able to help you guys, like, answer some questions, and you know, we really appreciate the opportunity of you know, being able to do that for you guys, and it's a lot of fun for me and for us.
Yes, we love it. So
you know,
we hope to continue to support you and see you again in May.
cool. So thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.